सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. We were seeing the shlokas 15 to 19 of the Purva Bhaga. We will chant them once today. Paramam yo mahattejaha, Paramam yo mahattapaha, Paramam yo mahatbrahma, Paramam yaf parayanam, Pavitranam pavitram yo, Mangalanam cha mangalam, Daivatam devatanam cha, Bhutanam yo vyayah pita, Yatas sarvani bhutani, Bhavantyadi yugagame, Yasminscha pralayam yanti, Punareva yugakshaye, Tasya loka pradhanasya, Jagannathasya bhupate, Vishnur nama sahasram me, Shrinu papa bhayapaham. So we saw that this set of 4 shlokas is one sentence grammatically. In our scriptures, a devotee or a bhakta is classified into 4. And this classification is given by Bhagavan Shri Krishna in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7. He classifies all the devotees into 4 categories. Category 1 is Artha Bhakta. Category 2 is Artharthi Bhakta. Category 3 is Jignasu Bhakta. And category 4 is Jnani Bhakta. Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu and Jnani. Now this first category, Artha Bhakta, is a crisis Bhakta. He worships Ishvara only when he is in crisis. When he is given to a very deep sorrow, a very deep state of sorrow or fear or something which he wants immediate relief. Any pain that he is given to, for which he seeks immediate relief, he goes and he worships. You might have seen people, they are not regular visitors to the temple. If you are a regular visitor to the temple, you might find people who don't come regularly and who pray and pray. They wouldn't just move out of the line, and you will see them tearing and crying as they are praying. Such an intense prayer they will have to make, because only at the time of crisis they remember God and they feel only He can get them out of that. All right. right. Is that bad? No, it is not bad. Krishna says it's okay. Instead of being a non-devotee, instead of being a person who questions my own existence, you rather be this kind of a bhakta. I would still give you what you want. This is what Krishna tells there. Suppose, say, you have a question. Suppose you have to choose between 5,000 crore rupees tax free. Okay, it is white money, it is tax free, you are legitimately entitled to it. Okay, let us keep it that way. I don't know how much it translates into dollars. Okay, whatever the number may be. If you are entitled to such a huge money, and you have to choose between this prize money, which is tax free, or Ishvara with no money. Okay, he is not going to give you a penny, and he would just come and sit in your house, and you have to do Nevedyam 3 times every day. Remember, you can't starve him. Okay, so you have to keep the house clean, and you have to bathe at least twice a day, and you serve him food 3 times a day, and then you have the tea and snacks in between as well. Okay, so which one would you choose? Now, I'm not going to ask you to give your comment or lift up your hand, raise your hand and say how many of you choose 5,000 crores, how many of you choose Isha. No, I won't do that. This is a question that you have to ask for your own self. Okay, so I do understand. I mean, many of you have this in mind. Leave alone choosing Ishvara over 5,000 crore rupees, choosing Vishnu Sahasranama class, prioritizing the class over any other work in the world itself is a big thing, right? But this was precisely the choice that was left in front of Arjuna in the Udyoga Purva of Mahabharata, where Arjuna was asked, do you want my Narayani Sena or do you want me without any weapon, and I would do nothing for you in the war? I wouldn't be fighting the war for you. I would just come and sit there and help you increase your expenses of the food at the war field. Okay, you have to serve me food. I will simply keep eating and sitting next to you. That's all. I would do nothing. So what do you choose? And Arjuna's answer to this question was a snapping answer. He didn't think. He said, I would choose you. I don't want your Sena. And that is why they won the war. So here, this bhakta, this crisis bhakta, for him, he has some end to achieve in this world, which he considers is important. That end can be attainment of something, or giving up, or that his sorrow or pain has to be relieved. It can be anything. And for that goal, he seeks Ishvara as the means to attain what he wishes to. So the goal is something in the world, and the means is Ishvara for this bhakta. The second bhakta is Artharthi bhakta. Artharthi bhakta, he is not into any crisis or something. There is no problem he has. Just that, he wants to buy a house. Maybe he wants a promotion, an increment, a better job. So he prays Ishvara for some improvement in his life. That his son has to get married, or he has to have a grandchild. For something in the world, for some improvement that he seeks to achieve from the world. And for that also, he has a deal with Ishvara. He uses Ishvara as the means, and he has something else in the world to achieve. So the first two bhaktas, Artha Bhakta and Artharthi Bhakta, their goal, the commonality between the two is they are business bhaktas. Very clear. I have a goal to achieve, and you are my means. This is the deal they strike with Ishvara. So the goal is something worldly and the means is Ishvara. Now tell me, if you have planned for a vacation somewhere, say, let us think of something big. Say something like you have planned to go to Austria or to Switzerland or something for the vacation. And you book a flight to Austria or to Switzerland. Now, you have been longing to visit this place for vacation. And what is your goal? Your goal is Austria or Switzerland. And what is your means? The flight that you take to that place. Now, is your love for the flight or is your love for the destination? Do you love the destination or do you love the flight? Obviously, I love the destination, and that is why perhaps I love the flight. Right? And after I arrive at the destination, would I still sit in the flight? No. The love for the flight is over because it has got me to the destination and I get down and I enjoy the destination. This is precisely the logic behind the bhakti of these two bhaktas. Because their goal is worldly and their means is Ishvara. And now what happens? Once they attain their goal, that's all. Over. The business with Ishvara is over. They finish it up. Right? The deal is over. All right. So now this third type of bhakta is Jignasu bhakta. Jignasu bhakta is a bhakta who had been Artharthi bhakta for quite some time, and then he comes to all these experiences that he has from the world. He thinks, no, who is this man? Who is this person who is giving me whatever I ask for, and sometimes who protects me by not giving what I ask for also. Now, sometimes I ask for something, not knowing the consequences of it. And later I realize that thank God I didn't get it because I would have suffered more had I got what I asked for. So this man analyzes, he examines all the experience that he goes through in his life, and by virtue of the good karmas that he has done, by virtue of the noble karmas he has done, he earns some punyam, and that punyam gives him some interest in knowing who Ishvara is, in knowing what our Vedas are trying to tell, in studying what Vishnu Sahasranamam is. So when he gets to know, or when he wants to know, when he yearns to know what is God, he becomes a student and he pursues systematic study of the scriptures. And now, and having understood some basic portion of the scriptures, there is a paradigm shift in his outlook. What happens is, now he understands that the goal of human life is Ishvara. And all the worldly activities that he goes through become subservient to his goal. Just like how an athlete leads a life. If the goal is Olympics, the food, the sleep, the activity, everything becomes subservient to all the practices that he or she does to attain the Olympics. So this becomes his goal. What becomes his goal? Knowledge of Ishvara is the goal. And what about the means? He understands that the means is also Ishvara. So for this person, the goal is also Ishvara and the means is also Ishvara. And what does the means do? The means qualifies him, prepares him to attain the knowledge, which is the goal, which takes him to the goal. So just like how you have a qualification round, a set of entrance exams for IIT or for any medical university, you have to qualify, you have a qualifying round. Just the same way, just as every knowledge, you take the 9th grade, 8th grade is the qualification. Just like every knowledge has qualification rounds, Similarly, Shastram, to study Shastram also, there are qualifications that have to be attained. One needs to have a prepared mind. So, this prepared mind is a result of one leading a religious life. Therefore, the means is religious way of life that makes one qualified, and then one pursues a spiritual lifestyle. What is spiritual life? Study of Shastras to know Ishvara. Nothing else is spiritual. What we are doing now is spiritual activity. And then you go back for your prayers, daily prayers, that is religious activity. Now, there is a wrong understanding in the society that doing meditation of Ishvara is spiritual, doing japa is spiritual. No. For many people, even visiting temple is spiritual. Temple visits and puja, aradhana, everything is religious, and studying knowledge of Ishvara is spiritual activity. Therefore, lead a religious life. What is the roadmap now? Lead a religious way of life, that is worship of Ishvara, and then qualify, and then know Ishvara, and finally be free. That is the fourth bhakta, Jnani Bhakta, who is the accomplished bhakta. So 1 and 2 bhakti, Artha, Artharthi bhakti, is materialistic way of life predominantly. And the third bhakti is religious way of life, which leads to the spiritual way of life. And the fourth bhakti is being free. So to be free, the goal is knowledge of Ishvara, and the means is worship of Ishvara. Recalling the first class of Vishnu Sahasranamam, our introduction class, stage 1 is Ishvara Aradhanam, worship of Ishvara, and stage 2 is Ishvara Dhyanam, knowledge of Ishvara. Why are we talking all this today? This was precisely Yudhishthira's question. What is the ultimate end and the means to achieve the end? And the answer given by Acharya is, it is one, it is Ishvara. Vishnu Sahasranama is the answer. And in this set of shlokas in the Purva Bhaga, Acharya says, Yaha paramam mahattejaha, one who is the greatest light. Yaha paramam mahattapaha, one who mandates everything. And Yaha paramam mahat brahma, he is bigger than the biggest, meaning he is the infinite. And Yaha paramam parayanam means param ayanam, the greatest or the ultimate end. He is pavitranam pavitram. He is the purest of all he is the greatest of all the purifiers. And mangalanancha mangalam, he is the most auspicious of all that can bring you auspiciousness. And he is, hey Yudhishthira, you asked, Kim ekam daivatam, loke kim ekam daivatam was your first question. And he is daivatam, devatanancha. He is the Lord of all the devatas. As the Chaitanya Atma, as the Antaryami, without him, Indra is not Indra. Without him, Varuna is not Varuna. Without him, Vayu is not Vayu. Without him, Agni is not Agni. Without him, Brihaspati is not Brihaspati. You take any devata, they are not without him. And they are governed, the order in which they function, the order is governed by him. Yaha means who is the Daivatam, Devatanancha. Yaha Bhutanam Avyayaf Pita. Bhutanam means the entire creation which is subjected to decay and death, which is subjected to loss. The entire creation. Avyayaf Pitha. Avyaya means changeless. The Bhutanam, The bhutas are vyaya, they are subjected to change and they are subjected to decay and death, modification. Whereas the pita, the cause of all the things and beings in the creation, is avyayaha. He is changeless. He is not subjected to laws. He is not subjected to nashaha. It doesn't undergo change, and he is avyaya, into whom all the creation resolves. Because he is the maker and he is the material. As Pita, he is the cause. And who is the Mata? Who is the Mata? He is the Mata too. He is the Mata too. In the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verses like Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma Tasmin Garbham Dadamyaham and Sarva Yonisha Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya. All these shlokas reveal that he is the cause of this world. He is both the mother and the father principle. In 10th chapter, he says, Aham Mata Dhata Pitamahaha. I am the mother, I am the father, and I am also the grandfather. What does he mean by saying I am the grandfather? He means that there is no father to me. I am the only father up there. Okay? If you call upon any other father, don't worry, it is me, Bhutanam Avyayah Pita. There is no other father in any other heaven. Okay? Yata Sarvani Bhutani Bhavantyadi Yugagame. It is from whom everything comes into existence. Srishti. And Yasminscha Pralayam Yanti Punareva Yugakshaye. Yugakshaye means at the time, at the end of the yugas, during Pralaya, Yasminscha Pralayam Yanti, unto whom everything resolves. It goes into unmanifest condition, and Punareva, it comes back to manifest condition, goes back to unmanifest, comes to manifestation. Therefore, Srishti, Pralaya, Srishti, Pralaya, Srishti, Pralaya. Those who are familiar with Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhriguvalli, Yatova imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yat prayanti abhisam vishanti. Tat brahmeti. Therefore, it is I am that principle from whom this Srishti is born and unto whom this Srishti resolves. Therefore, you have to supply the third thing also. What? Because of whom the Srishti is sustained. Tasya Jagannathasya Loka Pradhanasya. Jagannathasya, Tasya Jagannathasya, of the Lord of this entire Jagat. Loka Pradhanasya. He is the first of all the worlds. That is one meaning. Loka Pradhanaha, meaning he is the prime person of all the worlds. The other meaning is, if you remember, recall the previous classes, Loka also refers to Shastras. Lokyate anena iti lokaha, it means scriptures. Therefore, one who is Pradhana, he is the hero of all the scriptures. One who is described as the highest end by our Shastras. Loka Pradhanaha. And of that Lord. Who is that Lord? Vishnu. That Lord who is the all-pervading principle. Hey Bhupate. Bhishma is addressing whom here? Yudhishthira. Finally, he calls Yudhishthira, hey King Bhupate. Finally, because the war is over. Hey Bhupate. And what? And this, may you listen to his namas from me. May you listen to his namas from me, which will remove. For what purpose you need to listen to his namas from me? Because it will remove Papa and Bhaya. Papa, Bhaya, Apaham. So this is up to Shloka 18. Now we will read the 19th Shloka. Yani namani gaunani vikyatani mahatmanaha rishibhih parigitani tani vakshyami bhutaye. Yani namani gaunani. Yani namani. Those names, gaunani. Gaunani means that are connected to one guna. Some guna or the other. All the names that are connected to some attribute, some quality or other. Of whom? Of Mahatmanaha, of Parameshwara. All these namas describe the glory of Ishvara. And they are, Bhishma says, Vikyatani. How do you know these namas? How do you come to know of all these namas? They are well known in the Shrutis, in the Smriti and the Purana. The other name of Veda is Shruti. It is heard. Therefore, that which is heard through the Shrotra Indriya is called Shruti. Vedas are Shruti, and that which contains the essence of the Vedas and that which reminds you of the content of the Vedas is called Smriti. And you have the Akhyayika, the stories of every avatara of Ishvara, which are contained in the Puranas. So, Bhishma says, all these namas are Vikyatani. They are well known in the Shruti, Smriti and Puranas. And how do you know these Puranas, Shruti, Smriti? Because they come down from generations. We all have studied that in school, he says, because at that time in school, all these were taught. Further, they are Parigitani. They are well recited and they are presented by the mantras. They are well recited. Parigitani. Well recited by whom? By the rishis. Rishibihi. Rishis are mantra drashta. They are the seers of the mantra. Richyate iti rishihi. They are the receivers of the mantra. They have a beautiful mind which is capable of receiving the mantras from Ishvara and giving it, and they have given it to us, all of us. They are not mantra karta, they are mantra drashta. Rishis. And those names, Tani, Tani means Tani Namani, because he said Yani Namani, right? So we have to say Tani is again Namani. Tani Namani. Aham Vakshyami. I am going to tell you. I will tell you. For what purpose? Bhutaye. For Bhuti. Bhuti meaning Yudhishthira. I am telling this to you for your prosperity, for your well-being. So that you lead an accomplished life. For that purpose, I am telling you. Accomplished life meaning accomplishing what? Accomplishing all the purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama and moksha. It is not only moksha purushartha, or it is not just artha, kama or dharma purushartha. It is entirely all the purusharthas. Therefore, even if you are not interested in knowing Ishvara, even if you are not interested in moksha, even if something else in this world is interesting you, even then study Vishnu Sahasranamam, recite Vishnu Sahasranamam, because that will bring you prosperity. So this is up to 19th. Now up to this 19th shloka, you can find it in Mahabharata. And the following shlokas are traditionally chanted as part of the chanting tradition of Vishnu Sahasranama. They are not part of Mahabharata. The next 3 shlokas, shloka number 20 to 22, is one set. So we'll recite the 3 shlokas and we will go to their meaning. Rishirnamnam sahasrasya Vedavyaso Mahamunihi Chandonushtup tatha devo Bhagavan Devaki Sutaha Amritam Shuddhavo Bijam Shaktir Devaki Nandanaha Trisama Hridayam Tasya Shantyarte Viniyujyate Vishnum Jishnum Mahavishnum Prabha Vishnum Maheshwaram Aneka Rupa Daityantam Namami Purushottamam. These 3 shlokas are called Lagunyasaha, the smaller version of Nyasa. Now, what is Nyasa? That can be a question. Nyasa, the root for the word, the verbal root is as, with a prefix of ni. Together they mean placing. Placing. Nyasa means placing. Now, who is being placed and where they are being placed? Every mantra has a deity. And there are presiding deities for various limbs as well. And the Upasaka visualizes all these deities who preside over every limb as being the various parts of the body itself. And with that body, mind and limbs that are visualized as the devatas themselves, the worship is done. So the intention is to make the bhakta fit for the worship, so that the mind is fixed on Ishvara while doing the worship. By chanting these shlokas, one ensures that his mind is fixed on Bhagavan Sriman Narayana and it does not wander anywhere else. There is no other object to meditate except Narayana. And whatever you meditate, whatever thought comes to your mind is related to Narayana. You can think of anything, any of his glories, and that is why Vishnu Sahasranama gives you 1008 namas in 108 shlokas to help you wander. You wander, but you wander within the boundary itself. Everything should be related to Bhagavan Vishnu. So, this helps one to get the focused mind in meditation, so that you get the ekagrata, the one-pointed focus. So, the deities are invoked as the various aspects of Ishvara himself. Now, the deities are not separate gods and Vishnu is not a separate god. Okay. Now, you should understand the relationship between the main god and the other deities who preside over the limbs. They are all various aspects of Bhagavan Vishnu himself. That is why the names of those deities where they are invoked in the Nyasa and all, they are all, you will find that they are all names of Vishnu himself. So that is how the invocation is done. So here Vishnu is invoked as Ishvara, and all the other devatas are various aspects of Vishnu himself. And so this is the devata part. In Nyasa, you have the devata part, and then you have the rishi. You remember and you worship, you pay your namaskaras to the rishi who has given you, who saw this mantra first. And then to the meter, the very poetic meter in which the mantra or the shlokas are composed, because that helps you in chanting. Therefore, that itself is Ishvara. Just see the beauty of our system. Respect is paid and worship is done to everything, because everything is in fact Ishvara. There is nothing that is not Ishvara. That is why. So here Vishnu is the devata, is the main god, and all other presiding deities over every limb are various aspects of Vishnu. And the rishi is the one who gave this mantra. Who is the rishi who gave this mantra to us? Vishnu Sahasranama was given by Bhagavan Vedavyaso Rishihi. He is the rishi. And the chandas, the meter of the verses, is called this kind of a meter. Just like how Vishnu Sahasranama is, that kind of a meter is called Anushtup Chandas. The meter to which the mantra is set. Anushtup Chandas is where you have 32 letters, 32 syllables in one verse. And one verse is broken into 4 parts, 4 quarters, with how many? 8 syllables per quarter. That makes 32 syllables overall. So this kind of a metrical composition is called Anushtup Chandas. And of course you have the details as to which place you should have the Gurvakshara, which place you should have the Lagu Akshara, and all those, that is how the tune is set. When you say Vishvam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu, this is very similar to Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha. In fact, it is the same. Bhagavad Gita is also predominantly Anushtup Chandas. So, and you have many other chandas as well. In Sandhya Vandanam, you have the Nishrit Gayatri Chandas. So, Nishrit Gayatri. Gayatri is a chandas that has 24 syllables, right? 3 into 8. 3 lines with 8 syllables each, making up to 24. So, anything that meter that has 24 alphabets, 3 padas with totally 24 alphabets is called Gayatri. Nishrit Gayatri is 23 alphabets. In Sandhya Vandanam, it is Nishrit Gayatri. The difference is between Tat Savitur Vareniyam, where it makes up to 24, and Tat Savitur Varenyam, where it is taken as 23. So in Sandhya Vandanam, just for information, Sandhya Vandanam is Nishrit Gayatri, the 23. Tat Savitur Varenyam is what is chanted there. So you have the Devata invoked, you have the Rishi invoked, you have the Chandas, and they are all worshipped. Nam Sahasrasya Rishihi. Who is the Rishihi? The first shloka that we read. Nam Sahasrasya, this Vishnu Sahasranama, the Rishi of this Sahasranama is Vedavyaso Mahamunihi. And Chandaha is Anushtup or Anushtup Chandaha. Tata, and Devaha Bhagavan Devaki Sutaha. Devaki Sutaha is Krishna, Shri Krishna, who is the incarnation of Bhagavan Vishnu himself. So this Vishnu Sahasranama is itself considered as one mantra. All the 108 verses are considered to be one mantra. And this is compared to a tree that is fruit bearing. The bijam means the seed. The seed of the tree carries the entire tree itself. It has the potential to manifest into the same tree with all its attributes, with all its power, with all its strength. Similarly, the words of Vishnu Sahasranama, that is Amritam Shudbhava, Amritam Shudbhavaha, Amritam Shudbhavaha. This itself is the name of the God which comes in as one of the namas in Vishnu Sahasranama. So this is a name. Amritam Shudbhavaha is the name that occurs in Vishnu Sahasranama. That name, that nama is the bijam, is the seed of this Vishnu Sahasranama tree. And this nama has the complete Shakti of the tree. It has the potential to manifest into the tree itself, and it is the unmanifest form of the tree. Because the potential is present in the seed, right? And visualized as Devaki Nandanaha. Devaki Nandanaha is another name of Bhagavan Vishnu that comes in the Vishnu Sahasranama. So why am I not explaining the names here is because we are anyway going to see them later. Trisama is another name, and he is visualized as Hridayam. And Tasya Hridayam is Trisama. So Amritam Shudbhavaha is Bijam, the Shakti is Devaki Nandanaha, the potential is Devaki Nandanaha, and the Hridayam is Trisama. And now Viniyogaha is the purpose for which this mantra is chanted. What mantra? All the 108 verses together is one mantra. And the purpose is Shantihi. Shanti can be relative Shanti or absolute Shanti. Relative Shanti is the temporary Shanti, temporary peace of mind that you get, which is got by meditating on Ishvara. Absolute peace of mind is got by knowledge of Ishvara. So, the purpose for which the japa of this Vishnu Sahasranama mantra, which is being done, the purpose is Shantihi. And how is Ishvara visualized? Now, Ishvara is visualized for the purpose of meditation. When you have to meditate on Ishvara, you have to visualize him. Namami Purushottamam. Namami Purushottamam. Namami means I do namaskara of this Purushottama, and who is Vishnu. He is all pervasive. Jishnuhu, he is ever victorious. He is all powerful. He is all pervasive. He is Vishnuhu. He is Mahavishnuhu. He is the greatest Vishwarupa, Mahavishnu. And he is Prabhavishnu. He is bright like the light principle, and he is present in all the forms. In every form he is there. And he is Maheshwaraha. He is the Lord of all the Devatas. Daivatam Devatanancha. And Aneka Rupam. It is he who takes manifold forms. For what purpose? Daitya Antam. To put an end to all the Asuras. Now, where are the Asuras today? There are no Asuras around you. We are not living in a world of demons. We are living on earth. Now, where are Asuras? Why are you calling upon Ishvara to put an end to Asuras? No, this neighbor who is near me, no. That guy is a bad guy. So, I call upon Ishvara to put an end to him. Is that so? No. I don't worship Ishvara to kill somebody. Okay, we are not doing any black magic here. So, what is that? Now I am invoking Ishvara to protect me from. to protect me from my own tendencies, my own negative tendencies. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, the enemy is not outside of you, Arjuna, the enemy is right within you. And those who are outside are really not your enemies, not your real enemies. You need to kill them, no problem. Yes, you have to do it. But your real enemy is something that is inside. And that is in the form of your desires, your likes and dislikes. Therefore, Daitya Antam. That is why even when we light the lamp every day, there is a mantra to be chanted when we light lamp at home. The Shubham Karoti Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampadam. So what do you get? Shubham, Kalyanam, Arogyam, Dhanasampatti. All these things you get by, may I get all these things by lighting the lamp, and most importantly, Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute. So I worship this Deepa, which is the form of Ishvara itself. For what purpose? Not for Shatru Vinashaya, not to put an end to my enemies, to put an end to Shatru Buddhi, the negative tendencies in me. So, Daitya Antam, who puts an end to all the asuras, that Vishnu, to that Purushottama, Aham Namami, I offer my namaskara. And this shloka, this last shloka that we chanted, Vishnum Jishnum Mahavishnum, is not a part of Lagunyasa. Okay? It is just a prayer invoking the Ishvara and doing namaskara to him. It's just a prayer verse. So, sorry, this is not a part of Nyasa. This content is not a part of Nyasa. This is a part of Lagunyasa. These three are Lagunyasas. Now we get into the main Nyasa portion. Asya Shrir Vishnor Divya Sahasranama Stotra Mahamantrasya Shri Vedavyaso Bhagavan Rishihi Anushtup Chandaha Shri Mahavishnu Paramatma Shriman Narayano Devata Amritam Shudbhavo Bhanuruti Bijam Devaki Nandana Srashteti Shaktihi Udbhavah Kshobano Deva iti Paramo Mantraha Shankhabrinandaki Chakriti Kilakam Sharngadhanva Gadadhara Ityastram Rathangapani Rakshobhya iti Netram Trisama Samagassameti Kavacham Anandam Parabrahmeti Yonihi Rutus Sudarshana Kala iti Digbandha Shri Vishwarupa iti Dhyanam Shri Mahavishnu Prityarthe Sahasranama Jape Viniyogaha. Alright, so this is the bigger Nyasa. As we saw, the Vishnu Sahasranama itself is a Mahamantra. The entire 108 verses itself is a Mahamantra, for which Bhagavan Vedavyasa is the Rishi, the mantra drashta, and for which is set to the meter of Anushtup Chandas, which is a meter with 4 padas and 8 aksharas per pada. Shri Mahavishnu Paramatma, Shri Mahavishnu, who is the Paramatma, and Shriman Narayana is the Devata, and they are invoked in this mantra. Amritamshu Udbavaha Banuhu. Amritamshu Udbavaha and Banuhu. Now, in the 31st shloka of Vishnu Sahasranama, you have these namas occurring. Amritamshu Udbavaha is the 283rd nama of the 1008 namas, and Banuhu is the 284th nama. This is the Utkrishta mantra of the entire Vishnu Sahasranama, and therefore it is referred to as Bijam, the seed. Devaki Nandana Srashta iti Shaktihi. This Devaki Nandana Srashta again is a nama that occurs in Vishnu Sahasranama. So it is the Shakti, the unmanifest form in the seed. Udbavaha Kshobano Devaha is the highest mantra. The Devaha is Udbavaha Kshobanaha. This occurs in the 41st shloka of Vishnu Sahasranama. Udbavaha is 373rd nama, and Kshobanaha is 374th nama. As we saw earlier, that since these namas we are going to see later, I am not getting into the meaning of these namas. We will dwell into the meaning in the order of the Sahasranama. And Shankabrin Nandaki Chakri is again another nama of Shriman Narayana, is the Kilaka. This nama is the Kilaka. It is the bolt that keeps the Shakti with the speed without spilling out. Sharanga Danva Gadadhara iti Astraha. The weapon that protects the meditator. Sharanga Danva. Sharanga is the Dhanush of Shri Mahavishnu, and he is Gadadharaha, and he protects this Bhakta from all the negative forces. And the eye that gives the special vision for this Upasaka, this Bhakta, to see the meaning of every nama of this Devata. And having known the meaning of every nama, this Upasaka is meditating on Ishvara. Trisama Samaga Sama iti Kavacham. Trisama Samaga Sama is another name. He is the armor who protects the Upasaka. Now, these are all beautiful names. Maybe a student can take up an exercise to map all these names. I did a few. You can map all these names where they come in the Sahasranama, which shloka, and the nama, the order of the nama of the 1008 namas. Anandam Parabrahma iti Yonihi. Parabrahma is the Yoni. Yoni means the cause, the very medium of manifestation. He is the cause and the very medium of manifestation. Ritu Sudarshana Kalaha iti Digbandaha. Ritu Sudarshana Kalaha is again another nama. He is the tie, the protective tie of the Upasaka. And meditating Lord or as Vishnu Sahasra, as the Vishwarupa with the namas of Vishnu Sahasranama, this Upasaka is meditating on Bhagavan Vishnu as the Vishwarupa. Shri Vishwarupa iti Dhyanam. Shri Mahavishnu Prityarte Sahasranama Jape Viniyogaha. Engaging in this Sahasranama Japa. Japa is done for mantra. When you chant a mantra, repeating the mantra again and again is called japa. One mantra you take and you repeat it again. You go over it again and again. That is called japa. Here we saw that the entire Vishnu Sahasranama being one mantra, the Sahasranama japa is done. Engaging in this Sahasranama japa for what purpose? For pleasing the Lord. Shri Mahavishnu Prithyarte, meaning I don't do it for any other thing in the world. It is not that I want something from this world and I use Bhagavan as the means to attain some material want and I am striking a business with him. It is not that. Therefore, this Bhakta is not a Artha Arthati Bhakta. He is a Jignasu Bhakta. So, he is doing it for Ishvara with all love for him. When do you do something for somebody without expecting anything in return? When you love that person, right? So he is doing with all love for Ishvara. And this is precisely what Bhagavan has been asking through Bhagavad Gita. Manmana bhava, mad bhaktaha bhava, mai asakta manaha, maya veshya mano emam. Hey Arjuna, please love me. Have a heart that is filled with me. Love me. And that is your means and that is your end also. I am your means, I am your end as well. So with this, the Nyasa part is over. And we get into the Dhyanam. Dhyanam, as the name goes, is the meditation of Ishvara. So the Upasaka chants the Dhyana shlokas, which helps him visualize Ishvara in a form. A beautiful form is given and it helps him visualize Ishvara. Therefore, we have this practice of chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam. Many of them, especially the ladies at home, right from the previous generation, they have this practice of chanting Vishnu Sahasranama as soon as they get up and as they do their daily domestic course. And they keep doing all their work. And Dhyanam, Kshirodhanva Pradeshe, Shuchimani Vilasat Saikate. Avana pare, avan enna pannindirukanu. Moktikana, Mala, Klipta, Pal Varlaya, I know. Sanastas Patikamani Nibeir Moktikair Manditangaha, Shubray, Rabray, Radabray, Ama cooker whistle Vardapar. Upriviryachitai Muktapi Yusha Varshaihi. No, it is not the way this has to be chanted. This is Dhyanam, right? Dhyanam means meditation. You just can't keep transacting with everything around the world and there is no meditation there, right? Therefore, we will see the Dhyana mantra and how Bhagavan is visualized, how the Shastram helps us meditate upon Ishvara in the upcoming class. So we end the class here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, I just thought you can end that stream. I just thought I should